Friday. I hope you're all doing very well. You've had a good week. It's not been a bad week for West Ham, has it? Not been too bad. I feel like things are moving forward a little bit. We're getting something to sink our teeth into a little bit when it comes to this transfer window and the upcoming season. It just feels like, I feel like the mood's starting to lift a little bit. And I think it's about time because it's been a bloody slow transfer window up to this point. So obviously the sale of Mohamed Kudus has sort of enabled West Ham now to kick on. It feels like the conversations that have been happening behind the scenes and been sort of in the background for a while, I feel like now they're all starting to move, accelerate. Now we've got some money to spend, which is it's very good, very, very promising. Look, before getting to the video, though, we've got an update from the EXWHUEMPLOYEE employee. If you're new to the channel, do subscribe. It takes 2 seconds to do so. About a third of you watching this will be people that come back all the time, watch all the videos, hit the like button, which we really appreciate. It's fantastic. But you might not be a subscriber. So if you can go and check that out, hit subscribe. We really do appreciate it. It's doing very well. 40,500 now. We're getting to that next mark, of course, the 15,000 mark. So we want to get there. So if you can help us get there, we really do appreciate it. And also hit the like button. That's the big thing because that reaches out. Basically, on the algorithm on YouTube, it means that other fans get to see these videos and then, jump on board and start following us. So it's great. Also, before I get into it, I do want to quickly show you something. A website called Iron Threads. This is from West Ham fans. This is all run by West Ham fans. This is a fashion website, bits and pieces of West Ham, got homeware, clothing, things like that. It's honestly, I'm so impressed with them. They're sending me some bits and pieces in the post. I'm going to I'll show you when they arrive. But it's all like sort of slick West Ham design, nice and plain, but nice. You know what I mean? It's got a real sort of classy look about it. So yeah, go and check it out. There's a 10% discount code as well. So go on there, Ironthreads 10 to get 10% off. Go and check it out. Go and have a little look and see what you find. And I think they're going to bring a new mug out as well for Diouf as well. Probably Wan-Bissaka then, probably a Walker Peters one as well. Yeah. So yeah, go and check that out. Right, I'm going to, by the way, the link in the description below, iron-threads.co.uk. I'll put it in below so you can go and check it out. Right, let's talk. First of all, Kyle Walker-Peters. I've got to say an apology on this one because in my first video, when I first got the news, I said, "Oh, he's coming over having his medical today," and that was actually a day, a little bit. I jumped the gun a little bit. His medical is today, not the Thursday. It's today. So he's having the medical part today. I believe he's going to probably be announced tomorrow or Sunday, but I think it's that close. I think the deal has been done. I think the media stuff's all been sorted out. So it seems like I'm really pleased with this Kyle Walker-Peters one. I feel like it's a signing that just ticks so many boxes for West Ham. First of all, versatile player. One of those hybrid players. I love those players. I really do. Tilo Kehrer was a bit like that. That's why I didn't like when we got rid of him. You don't get too many of them, those players that can operate in quite a few positions. The fact he can operate right back, left back, and wing back, right, as well. I just feel like it just feels like we're covered now. You know what I mean? We've got a decent amount of cover. Got Ollie Scarles over us on the left-hand side as well. You got Wan-Bissaka operate on both sides. It just feels like we've got a lot of cover, and obviously, of course, Diouf now being our main guy you'd imagine being the focal point for being our left wing back position. I'm really pleased. There's of course the talk about how did this happen because, as reported, Graham Potter sort of said no. It decided it was against the idea of Walker-Peters. The attention was on Diouf. He wanted to get Diouf still done. And now there's been a sort of shift, a change of heart. And when the last minute we've gone in and snatched from under Besiktas's noses. They're not obviously pleased, but we know that feeling. It's not a nice one, but it's happened. It happens sometimes. West Ham really do things like that. So, it's quite nice to get one of another team, but I get why they'd be frustrated about it. As far as I understand it, I think that a lot of people are saying, well, it's obviously a David Sullivan signing. That's what's happened. I think there's been a bit more to it than that. I think it's been something that's been pushed on to Graham Potter as, look, this is an option for you. I think I'm reading between the lines here. I think a lot of is to do with us pursuing other targets at the moment, i.e. Harvey Elliot in particular, in terms of the costs. I think West Ham have got to be quite clever here, and I think it was just deemed like this is such a sensible move. You can get a player in Premier League experience, 3-year deal, he comes straight into the team. He can operate across both sides, as I've said, and you're getting him for obviously it's a free. It's not really a free, is it? You've got the agent fees, you've got signing on fees and this kind of stuff, and the wages and stuff. So I think what it usually for me it means you usually get a player half price. A £20 million player is probably closer to 10 as a total package. So I feel like it's a clever move from West Ham. I think we've done very well. I'm really pleased. It just feels a little bit unlike West Ham, this one. We've got it done so fast. It's great. Really, really pleased. We got the old here we go, didn't we, this morning from Fabrizio Romano. So all happening. He will be a West Ham player. I think he'll be wearing it. I've got a feeling it'll be tomorrow, but let's wait and see. But as far as I understand, the medicals underway today. I am happy with that one. Let's talk about the latest then from XWHU employee. Obviously, the main one is Harvey Elliott. So let's just get straight into it, shall we? Elliott said to right, here we go. The terms of the transfer have been in negotiations all week in regards to Harvey Elliott, and some progress has been made, although the terms have still not been agreed. We have also explored the option of a loan. Elliott is, by the way, when we say loan, I think what West Ham are looking to do is to say to Liverpool, look, we will buy the player, but because of our budget restrictions this summer, cash flow, that kind of stuff, look, we can offer you this amount now. I like, we'll do a loan with an obligation to buy. I think that's being discussed. What we can put down as a lump of money now, and then we'll look to pay again next season. I think that's what West Ham are looking to try to get an agreement of with Liverpool. That's my thing. It's not, when I say loan, it's not going to be like we just have the season, they send him back. It's that we want him full time, but we might be able to try and get some sort of an agreement with Liverpool that works for all parties. I think that's what they're trying to do. It says Elliott is said to have a number of options available to him, and he's thought to want European football. However, it isn't a deal breaker, so that's quite clear. I think the thing we've got to realise with Elliott, and I watched an interview with him the other day when he was with the under-21s, he really just wants to be playing football. That is the guy's intention about all this summer. He wants to be playing Premier League football. So being the main guy, being a player that's going to be seen as on the team sheet, you're going to be playing every week, and I think that's going to be a big seller for him because he wants to be in the World Cup squad for the next summer. So he needs to be playing football. So as well, all well and good saying, other clubs are going to come in, bigger clubs might come in. That could possibly be the case, but I do think as well he might look at it and think, do I really want to go to a club where I might not be first choice? Because he's got that already, and it's going to backfire. So I do feel like West Ham has still got a very good chance here with this player. So let me just quickly carry on with this one because there's a little bit further more news on this as well. We're also looking at a central midfielder, as we know. We've mentioned that the targets this week. We believe that Tyler Morton is one of those targets. It's thought that Liverpool may be prepared to accept a £55 million double deal for both the players, i.e. Harvey Elliott and Tyler Morton, but this is yet to be fully tested. The two are expected to go on tour with Liverpool in the coming days. So I think West Ham have got to try and move forward with this. I don't think we've got much. I feel like we are. I feel like we are pushing ahead with this. I do think West Ham are trying to get a deal over the line. As I say, it's feeling suddenly more likely than not with Harvey Elliott. It's strange. I'm not getting too confident, but I'm starting to feel like the amount of work we're putting into this, and the fact we've been in talks to Liverpool all week, getting the feeling more that if it wasn't going to happen and the player wasn't interested, or it just felt like it was not, I can't see how you'd be in talks and discussions all week trying to negotiate a deal that's going to work for all parties. That's giving me hope, to be honest, that actually something could happen here. So, but let's wait and see with that one. Jack Grealish is still as it was, to be honest. Expensive deal, a loan deal. We're both parties open to the move, but it's the financial side of it. The player, he's on £300,000 a week. I mean, it's not going to be easy, is it? And so Man City have got to pay a substantial amount of his wages. It just seems a little bit complicated, the Grealish one, but that's not to say it won't happen, but it just feels like it's not going to be one that's going to be done pretty quick. We've also got an interest in lesser midfielder, Kounos, Bilal El Kounos, I think I've mentioned that before, but if I haven't, we have. But one player we're very, very keen on is Matías Fernandes of Southampton. So he was one of the few bright points of last season. Apparently, there's hope that possibly can swim to come. Carl Walker-Peters, of course, knows him well, having played with him, so that could be a seller. The fact that it is over here, he could obviously speak to him and try and get that over the line. But let's wait and see. I'm not going to jump the gun too much there. I've got a few other transfer bits I want to talk about, but I'm not going to do them all in this video, so I'm going to obviously spread it out a little bit. I'll talk a little bit more tomorrow about a couple of other things, but the goalkeeper one I really want to touch on now. I did mention it yesterday. Kasper Ankergren has now joined the club as a coach. He's going to have a big say in who the goalkeeper we go for. I think it is going to be Leicester City's goalkeeper, Hermansson. I just getting the feeling that is where this is going. It feels that way. We've been waiting to get the coaching staff over the line. He's worked with him previously at Brøndby and helped nurture him. And then even in West Ham's official statement of for Ankergren, we mentioned Hermansson. We literally mentioned him in the write up about him. Said, "Oh, he helped develop this goalkeeper." It just feels like there's too much of a coincidence there. I've got a feeling that he's going to be our goalkeeper. I think that is one we're going to end up pushing to try and get over the line. So yeah, Zion Suzuki though is still a target, but it's not going to be easy. So he is still a target though. There's also a couple of other goalkeepers we're looking at as well. So, as I say, there's a few other bits I want to talk about. I also quickly touch on Lucas Paqueta. The club are really hoping they were going to get this revealed soon. What's happened with Lucas Paqueta in his case? It is thought West Ham are going to entertain his offers for the Brazilian, though. Flamengo are registering interest, as we know. There's also comes from Saudi. I sadly do think that Paqueta won't play for West Ham this season. I do think he's going to leave, which is a shame because he's a stunning player, and he's such a character, and I'd love to see him just say, do you know what, I want to stay for West Ham and keep pushing on. But I think for what he's been through with the FA and all his family have been through with this whole betting stuff, I think like it's probably a time that he probably feels now, look, I want to kick on, I want to move on with his life. So I totally understand it. So yeah, that's where we are with him. But hopefully we'll start getting more of an idea of where we are with this case, because it's a flipping joke, and how disgraceful the FA, how they treated him is absolutely diabolical. So yeah, there we are then. It's not a massive deal of movement today. Of course, Kyle Walker-Peters coming to West Ham, it's great. We've got that done that deal quickly, which is unlike us, which is really good. But I think I think that the Liverpool duo now, Harvey Elliot and Tyler Morton, this is where the attention is at the moment. I feel like if we're going to get it done, I feel like it's going to happen soon. I feel like we're getting close to being talks to Liverpool all week. And then they're talking about £55 million double deal. The numbers are starting to come out. When you get actual figures, that gives you a feeling of these conversations are getting more serious now. They're getting quite nitty gritty. We're getting to the detail. So I've got a feeling something's going to happen there. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I really hope that by the time I do the next video, we'll be saying it's all been agreed. But let's wait and see. Have a good one. Enjoy your Friday, and I'll catch you over the weekend. Come on, you irons.